Okay, let's dive right in. We're going to talk about transforming one of the most common feelings we all have, stress. We're going to explore how to turn this thing we usually dread into an incredible tool for getting things done. So many of us know this feeling, right? You feel completely overwhelmed by pressure. Like it's just this constant drain on your energy and on your ability to actually perform your best. It kind of feels like your brain is working against you. Well, if you feel that way, you are definitely not alone. Get this, a staggering 83% of workers in the US suffer from work-related stress. It's basically an epidemic in the modern workplace. But here's the big idea, the core of what we're talking about today. What if we've been looking at this all wrong? What if that nervous energy is actually a source of power, just waiting for you to tap into it? We're going to show you exactly how to turn it into your greatest asset. First things first, to get a handle on stress, we have to understand what it's actually doing to us on a biological level, especially when it becomes chronic, when it just sticks around day after day. So when that stress is constant, your body is just flooded with a hormone called cortisol. Now, it's useful in short bursts, if you need to run from a tiger or something, but when you're exposed to it all the time, that's where the real trouble starts. And this is the really wild part. Cortisol systematically attacks the very parts of your brain that you need for high performance. It hits your memory, it messes with your decision-making, and it puts your emotions on a hair trigger. It's basically a triple threat against your productivity. Okay, so that's the bad news. But here's the turning point. Because as it turns out, not all stress is bad. There is a productive, even powerful side to this whole story. And this slide just lays it out perfectly. On one side, you have that destructive distress, which is fueled by all that cortisol we were just talking about. But then, on the other side, you have eustress, the good stuff. And it's fueled by a completely different chemical that actually improves brain function. So the whole game is about finding this sweet spot. Psychologists call it the Yerkes-Dodgson curve. But the idea is simple. A little bit of pressure actually sharpens your focus and boosts your performance. But too much, and you tip right over the edge into anxiety and burnout. The goal is to ride the very peak of that curve. And get this, you can actually trick your brain into that sweet spot. Think about it. The physical feelings of anxiety, a racing heart, faster breathing, they're almost identical to the feelings of excitement. Just by relabeling the feeling out loud, you can literally shift your body's entire response from seeing a threat to seeing an opportunity. Okay, so that's the theory. But how do we actually do this in the moment? When we feel that anxiety creeping up, how do we pull ourselves back from the wrong side of that curve right when we need to? Well, it's probably simpler than you think. The fastest, most direct way to go from panic to calm is by consciously controlling your breath. It's like you have a remote control for your body's fight or flight response. Here is a super simple technique you can use absolutely anywhere. At your desk, right before a big meeting, you name it. The real secret here is making the exhale twice as long as the inhale. That one simple action tells your body's relaxation system to kick in and immediately slows your heart rate. Now, if you want something even more powerful, the 4-7-8 method is a total game changer. You just inhale for 4 seconds, hold that breath for 7, and then exhale slowly for 8. Just a few rounds of that can make a massive difference in how you feel. All right, let's zoom out. We've talked about in-the-moment fixes. Now let's talk about building a sustainable system for productivity, one that works with our natural energy cycles, not against them. This right here is a huge mental shift for most people. We all get the same 24 hours in a day, but our energy levels go up and down. So the real secret isn't managing time, it's managing your energy. It's all about aligning your most difficult tasks with when you feel your best. And the Eisenhower matrix is a brilliant way to figure out where to focus that precious energy. It forces you to separate what's actually important from what's just, urgent and loud. See, most of us live in that urgent column. But the real progress, the real growth, that happens when you carve out time for the important but not urgent stuff. And here's a perfect way to do that, the eat the frog technique. Just identify your most challenging but most important task, your frog, and do it first thing in the morning when your energy and willpower are at their peak. After you've done that, the whole rest of the day feels easier. And you can add even more tools to your system. Working in short, focused 25-minute sprints, the Pomodoro technique, is fantastic. Breaking down huge, overwhelming projects into tiny little goals is a lifesaver. And please, please stop multitasking. It's a myth and it just drains your brain power. So, what's the ultimate goal of all this? Where does transforming stress and managing our energy actually lead us? Well, it leads to a state of peak performance that psychologists call flow. And you know this feeling. It's when you're in the zone. Time just seems to melt away, all distractions disappear, and your work feels almost effortless but incredibly effective. This is the state where stress has been perfectly converted into pure, exceptional focus. So here's the secret formula for getting there. Flow happens when a task is difficult enough to stretch your abilities and keep you super engaged, but not so hard that it becomes overwhelming and triggers anxiety. It's that perfect, beautiful balance. And the best part is, you don't have to just wait for flow to happen. You can intentionally set the stage for it. Know exactly what you're trying to do, get rid of distractions, give the task your full, undivided attention, and just be patient. You can create the perfect conditions for flow to show up. So, the next time you feel that pressure building, that heart rate kicking up, remember, it's not just a threat, it's a signal. It's pure energy waiting to be channeled. The only question is, what are you going to do with it?